All right, is it, should I increase the, or let me still increase the view? Okay. All right, the first thing we should do is to load in the library, the package we're going to use for this our data set, right? So the package we're going to use, so let's load, let me just name it, load packages to use, okay? So the first package we're going to use is, we said, gtsummary. So run it, gtsummary, let me move this small. gtsummary is loaded. Aside the gtsummary, we're going to use another package. This is just to ease in our coding. For example, just to make our coding efficient or faster, we're going to use this library, tidyverse. So I've loaded 2 libraries. These are the ones we're going to use for this, aside the model evaluation. So this next thing we should do is, if you look at it, there's nothing in our environment here. There's nothing. That means there's no data. We haven't imported our data. So you need to bring in data that you're going to use for this analysis. Right there. So if, for example, you haven't installed these packages, you can start by installing first. Install packages. Then you put in, for example, gtsummary. Summary. But for me, I've already done that in my computer, so there's no point for me installing these packages. If you're having an error loading the packages, that means you haven't installed this. Install it first, then you can load the library. You can say library, this package, library, this package. Are we there? Hello? Oh, I can't hear my people again. Hello, are we there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry. So the next thing is we have to load or import our dataset. So for you to load our dataset, we said we're giving it this just D. We want to name this our dataset as just D. So D, we are assigning it to our dataset. The one I sent is in the CSV file. So read.csv. So in the CSV, you put in the name of the dataset, exact name. I think it was dataset underscore gen, and you put the extension CSV. Put it in parentheses. This is the name of the data set, right? Can we confirm? Data set underscore January, that Jan, CSV. So if I run it, yes. If you look at the environment window, we have 50 observations of 8 variables. So our data set has been loaded to our app. Are we there? You can open your mic. I want to confirm whether we are together so that we can hear. So we have our data set in RStudio. We have loaded, we have loaded the packages we're going to use. So the first thing we said, we need to have our univariate, or we need to check our, let's have a glimpse of our data, the structure of our data. Let me expand this. So you can just put glimpse D. So if you run it, if you run this, let me, if you go down, let me open it. So let me see. So if to have a glimpse of our data, you can see 500 rows. We have 8 variables. The variables are patient ID, age, gender, SIS status, emergency, diabetes, hypertension, and death. These are the values within this. Age is an integer, gender, character, male, female, SIS status 2, these are the categories. Emergency was coded 0 as yes, there's an emergency, 1, no emergency. Diabetes 2, 1, diabetes, 0, no diabetes. Hypertension, 0, yes, no diabetes. Hypertension, 1, hypertension. Death, yes or no. Are we there? Let me open.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, so we've seen the structure of our data, or you can just go there to the environment window, click on it to give you like the Excel view, like the Excel view, how you view it in Excel. You can see these are the variables, these are the the observations in it. Let me close this. Right? Okay. So the next thing is, what did we say we should do? Based on literature, which variables should we pick? Let me run this again. We have patient ID, age, gender, ASA, emergency, diabetes, hypertension, death. So based on the criteria we have mentioned earlier, for example, it's not biologically plausible for you to use a patient ID. Patient ID will not influence anything, right? So there's no point to include patient ID in our model. Yes, age, gender. So assuming these variables, yes, based on literature, you can include them in the model. So let's make a univariate table. So the first thing you should do, like we said, you take the data set, which is called D. So take this data set, and then this is the and then, right? So we said the function that will give you univariate is TBL what? Anybody that was following? TBL, UV, univariate regression. Hello?
Okay, you can go on.
All right, so in this TBL, UV univariate regression, there are certain things you need to specify. We said, though before this, we said we need to select, we need to select the variables, because if we just take this data set, that means it will pick all the variables. So, but we want to select variables. So you can say select. So select, in the select, we pick age, gender, emergency, what are the names of those variables again?
Age.
SI.
Okay, I've selected age.
I put age, comma. Which variable?
Hypertension, right?
Hypertension. Yes. Which one again? Diabetes.
Yeah.
So these are the variables, right? We are not putting patient ID. So,
Yeah.
and then the last thing, put and then, or pass it to this function called TBL underscore UV regression. So it's just saying, take this data set, select these variables, and use them for this invariant logistic regression. So we said, what do we need to specify in the UV logistic regression? Anybody? You can unmute and talk. Let's interact. Hello. Are we there? Did we say we need to specify the method? Did you say we need to specify the why, the outcome? Okay. So in this, let me just go to the next line so that it won't go very long and we'll be struggling with scrolling. Let me just go to the long line. You say we need to specify the method. Method should be, what did we say? GLM, generalized linear model, comma. Next one, what do we say we need to specify? What is our outcome, our Y?
The dependent variable that is depth.
Good. Next, what did he say we need to specify?
Exponentiates.
Yes, exponentiate. Plus to true. Sorry. True. Comma. What other things we need to specify? The method ARG is what? We have to specify whether it is binomial, right? The family.
Yeah, binomial.
So you say list. In the list, you put family, binomial. family binomial. Okay. Is there anything we need to specify again? So once you run this code now from here to here, let me click run. Say age. Let's check our age. There's an error with our age. What did we type? Age. Yes, let's run it. Let me see this. Go down, open it very well. Let's look at our data set again. Are we there? Did we check? Let me expand it very well. You know, in the variables we select, there was no date, right? And which is our outcome, right? Date has to be there because it's our outcome, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Let's run it. So once you run it now, let me expand this. So can you see our table? Let me reduce the view.
I think I have the same thing here too.
Let me reduce the view. Let me reduce the view again. Sorry. Do you have the same thing here, there? Sorry. Alex? Was you and all right, nice. So I think it's just simple and fine, right? Just an overview again. Take the data set, you select the variables you're going to put. Ensure you select all your independent variable and dependent variable. Like the mistake we made earlier was we didn't put the date here. We forgot to put them.
Okay, I would like to ask, in a situation we have like about 3 outcome variables.
Mm-hmm.
Can we still use this strategy?
What did you mention? We said earlier that you have to change this. Can you see this? This is binomial. Binomial is for binary logistic regression.
Yeah.
So for polynomial, which is an outcome variable that has more than 2 categories.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, level of knowledge, maybe you categorize them into low, middle, or high, or anything, or more than that. You can't use this binomial. If you put binomial, to give you an error.
Okay.
All right. So let's move on. We said you can add, for example, this is our inverted light, right? You can add like some customization to make, for example, bold variables that have a particular certain values, make them bold. Because if you read literature, sometimes they will say variables most commonly with p-value of 0. Point what did you use, Alex?
Yeah, you said
like in some literatures.
Yeah.
Let me go quickly. Our research. Sorry. Is
I think most research they use a clinical significance of 5%. That is 0.05.
No, aside that, that one. Yes. Okay. For this, we used 0.5, just like we mentioned. Let me send it to the chat if you want to go over. Send it. So if you open this is one of our papers. If you open it, you see we said variables demonstrating significant association, that is less than 0.05 in univariate analysis, were included in the multivariate analysis. This is one of our papers. I think there's one we use 0.2. Was it one? Just a minute. Things I can't locate it now, but you can check. Or if you're reading any paper, just go quickly to the methodology section in the data analysis section. Look at it. If they did anything related to logistic regression, look at it whether they have stated it. But most commonly, some say 2.5, 2, or 1, or 0.05. So it's up to you to define that. So for this, I can also add after the last code. So I'm saying all this, and then let me add the and then this percentage greater than or equal to sign, and then let's add. I want to add p value. Sorry, bold. We want to bold p value. So in the p value, you can put the threshold. you can say T is equal to 0.05. So you're saying that any p-value in your table that is less than 0.05 should be bold. So if I run this code again, run it. Can you see it as bold age? Can you see for emergency? For SS, ASA or SASA number 3, 0.0. So anyone that is less than this 0.05, it will make it bold. So for example, you can put this, it will give you a quick guide. So you know now the variables to include. You include age, you do not include gender, you include emergency, you will include ASA status, you exclude what? Hypertension, right?
Yeah.
And include diabetes. So, all right. What did we say next? We want to follow our slide. Somebody can open the slide. We want to follow so that I finish early. We don't want to go beyond the scope of our slide or what we discussed earlier. So first thing, this one, we say we can customize. Okay, let's add some customization. Aside this, you can see, for example, there's no title, the age, the gender is still in what? In sentence case, it's not title case. The variables are not bold. So let's do some customization here. Let's customize now. Let me just put a line to say what we are doing. Customizing our table. All right, I can still copy all this because these are the, so that to minimize time without typing again, let me put it down and add the customization now. So if you look at the p-value, can somebody observe the p-value?
Yeah, you can see the p-value.
Some to 2 decimals, some to 3, right?
Yeah.
So we need to change this so that it will be to 3 decimal. All right, anybody? How do you change it? I think it's on the slide. You can follow on the slide. So inside the TBL_UV regression brackets or the argument, you need to add another function called p-value. P-value what? P-value underscore function.
Yeah, p-value, I think it's p-value underscore font. Then label styling p-value
function.
Change it 3 digits.
Okay. So I'll just, the last, sorry, should be within this bracket. No, sorry, this is for this. So that means to be after this, another one. So we are adding p-value. If you start typing it will appear. P-value underscore function. Then what did you say? You put what?
And then after that, equal to label underscore style underscore p-value.
Label underscore style. You see it will give you, once you start typing p-value, so inside it,
the digit is 3. Digit equal to 3.
Digit that you want to. You can put to 2 digit, to 3 digit, to 4. It's up to you, but it's most commonly in all journals. In most common Jonas that we have is to 3 decimal. Let me remove this space. If you run the same code again, this is the only thing we added. Let me run it all again and observe the p-value, for example. Let me run it. Can you see what happened?
Yeah.
So
They're all in
this
3
is
decimal places.
good. What other thing? So if you want to add other thing like name, okay, let's change the naming, the labeling of these our variables. So still inside this our function, inside the bracket, we need to add something. Let's add label. We want to label. What do you want to label?
In lists.
Good.
The
Since you
age,
said other variables are lists. So inside the list, we say
age,
the age
gender.
here should be exact. I mean, should be age, not with small letter. Should be in title case. Next one is what? Gender too.
Gender.
Gender. Let's change it to gender. Comma. Next one, which variable again? Emergency. Emergency. Emergency should be emergency. Asa will be equal to ASA status. The last one, hypertension and death. Okay, we need to. Sorry, hypertension. Right? Hypertension should be what? I'm typing it vertical. That's why it's long. You can break it down to make it horizontal. You can make it vertical. It's up to you.
I understand.
Hypertension should be hypertension. Which other variable are in the model? Did you put diabetes? No. Diabetes. One good thing with RStudio, if you are typing, we call highlight, it will pop up what possible thing that you want to do.
Like really predicting what you want to write.
Yes. Diabetes should be with D, capital D, diabetes. Any other variable, I think. So if I run it again, let me run it. So can you see? It has now changed the case of the variables to appropriate title keys. Right?
Yeah.
Good. What other thing do we need to add? Instead of, for example, this, for each variable, if it is categorical, you see each categories have has its own p-value. But in terms of interpretation, you don't need all these within the categories. You need just 1 for a particular variable. So we don't need all this. For example, for this, let's go back to this ASA status. You see for ASA2, there is a p-value for it, for 3, same thing. So 1 just 1. So we can add another function to modify this. After this, that means after the bracket, the argument of this, our table function, you can add those things. We have added bold. If you want to add another thing, we say, and then the last one, and then add underscore global. Global is global p-value. So if you run it, and you run it, can you see what happened?
So that is the total significance of the test.
Yes. Not per categories within this categorical variable.
Okay.
Are we there?
Yeah. Yes.
So can we add other things? Add, for example, label, modify the header. A number of event. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that quickly. So let's modify, like we said in the in reporting, you also need to what? Report the number of events or proportion of that event in your data set, in your analysis rather. If you're reviewing your paper, that particular outcome you're looking at, for example, number of people that died, we need to know per each category. So we can add these two. Okay, we can go and then add event. You can see the first one, event. If you run it, let me run it. It will add between this and this sample size. We see n event, number of events. Are we there? All right. We can add other things too. We said we want to modify underscore header. Is the header I want to modify. So in the header, we want to modify let's say we want to change this that was reading characteristics to, let's say, variable. This column that are showing characteristics, we change it to variable. Then the odd ratio, since it's not specified whether it is odd, so that somebody in the paper will not be confused. Is this for crude or for adjusted? So in the modify header, what you can do is under the bracket you specify. So label, I want to be label. So hello.
Yeah, with you.
So under the label, we want to change, what do we say? This characteristics to variable, right? And the estimate to, yeah, this characteristic will be to, let's put it as variable. So just like in WhatsApp, for example, if you add asterisk for WhatsApp, if you add one asterisk, it will change to bold, right?
Yeah.
So for R is double. If you add double asterisk at the beginning, at the end, that means this variable will be bold. So we want to change this header. This one is called the header. I want to change it to variable. So this is what we did. We also want to change, we call this one, this O ratio as estimate. So you say estimate. Estimate is equal to, still we want to bold it. So we want to change it to crude O ratio, not just O ratio. If you run this, let me run it again. Let's see what will happen. Can you see what happened?
Yeah.
All right.
So
you can, so you can do many. There are some add. You can test them at your own end. That's your free time. There are modifications you can do. You can give title and all of that. So we are done for UV logistic regression. Let's move on now to multivariate variable log rate. So in making variable log rate, regression, we said two things. If you are using the backward elimination, okay, we said the p-value less than 0.05 or 0.1 or 2. So in our case, we say 0.05 should be included. So that means age, emergency, SA, hypertension, diabetes. Diabetes, no. What is it? SA, hypertension. Okay, so these are the things we'll include. All right, what did we say? The first thing we should do is you should fit in the model. So let's say model, let's name it as model fit. Let's just name it as model fit. So let's assign it to, first thing we say the GML. Under the GML, what did we say? First, the out variable which is there.
Yeah. And then a tilde followed by
sign.
Yeah, followed by
so this the variable now.
variables.
Age, good.
Age, gender.
No, gender is not significant. We're not including it. Emergency.
Okay.
Emergency. Which one is significant again? Let's say underscore status.
ASA status.
Which one? Let me scroll.
I think diabetes.
Okay. So we said now, if you're following that principle, despite, okay, yeah, fine. Let's go with this method. Diabetes is excluded. Hypertension is not significant. Which one again? Gender is excluded. Okay. These are the variables we're going to enter in our model.
Okay, so are we excluding diabetes because it's 0.05 at the dot?
So this is where I was saying, in the univariate, what you're doing is first you select the variables you're going to include.
Yeah.
Yes. Then you put in your UV logistic regression, you put them. If they're based on literature and also based on whether, based on literature, right? Because, and expert consultation, you put in the univariate. That's what we did, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the second one, those that are significant, which we call the backward, we are using the backward elimination method now. Those that are significant will be entered in multivariate logistic regression, right?
Okay.
However, the other principle too, that yes, just like you said, hypertension, based on literature review, assuming we have reviewed the literature, is showing yes, those with diabetes have, risk factors, or they have the chance of dying after surgery. Even if in the univariate they are not significant, we need to include them. So thank you for bringing up this. So that means you're going to include it or not? You're going to include it. Yeah?
Yes.
Sorry, there it is. There it is. So are we clear now with this selection of the variables and entering them? But assuming in your literature review, there's nothing like we didn't find that there's a risk factor for diabetes to be. So once it is not significant, leave it out. There's no point putting in your multivariable regression. Are we okay?
Yeah.
So, but for this, for sure, even biological plausibility will tell us that yes, those with diabetes, they have this tendency of dying post of diabetes. So we include it. So let's make this as our object. Let's run it. Emergency. Let's see. Emergency, object emergency not found. Check our data sets.
Maybe check the spelling.
Okay. Okay, yes. Did you specify the data we're going to use? Let's say column, a comma. The data, which data are we going to use? The data will be what? Our D. Our data
Yes,
set.
they are the data sets. And
then method.
Family. Binomial.
Family, good. Family, we didn't specify all this, so that's why it's given this error. Family is equal to binomial.
And I think we are using a comma instead of a plus sign for the predictor variables.
Exact. Thanks. I think somebody is observing. Good. Plus. So for you to define the predictors or the equation for, you need to, since diabetes is the last one, put comma so that you can put the others.
Yeah.
Have we specified all what is required? Now,
Yes.
let's run it. Spelling. I think this one is spelling issue. Let me check the variable name again. Let me open. ASA status. Let me go back. ASA stay, okay, I didn't put another T. Status, run it again. So we have an object now called model fit. So we can now go ahead now to put this model fit into our invariant logistic regression. So, or you can even check. You can check the summary. The output that it usually give in SPSS is data. For example, if you, let's say summary. In the summary, you just put this, what you fitted already, multi-fit. So, what did I put? Model, sorry. Model fit. I'm just typing this one. This is the one the object we created. So model fit, if I run it. So let me expand this. So it will give you all this. This is what we call, or this is what you run. So these are the coefficients, the estimate, the standard error. So in fact, if there's if there's a variable with very high standard error, we didn't talk much on the evaluation part. If there's a variable now with very high standard errors, let's say the difference is, let's say 10. That means there's an issue with that variable. You can remove it from the model. So this is just somewhat to give you a glance of what's done. Let's move on. So we're saying we need to get our next table, which is a multi-logistic regression table, right? Are my people there? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. So let me name this as table 2. Table 2. So we're naming the UV, or let's put it multivariate table. We just want to name the table that we're fitting. Or simply, let's run it first. So let's take the model we fitted and then pass it to our TBL regression. So we're not taking our data set at this time. We're taking the model fit, take the model fit, and then pass it to this TBL underscore regression. Then inside this regression, we put in, we specify what we want. For example, the exponential, since the other things we have already specified, there's no point to specify them again. Are we okay?
Yeah.
So highest maybe the p-value we can add, or this aspect we can just copy from here. Okay, we can copy this. We can copy this aspect so that we won't waste time. Time is not by our side. Let's copy this aspect. But the variables we have entered, gender is not part of it. We delete so that we won't waste time. I'm just copying Emergency, was it there? Yes, emergency. Age is there. Status. Hypertension, we have removed it. Let me remove this. And the diabetes, let's remove it. Exponential. Did you put exponential here in this model fit? No. So we need to add exponential. Hello?
So exponential is going there too.
Yeah, since we didn't add in the model fit, exponential is equal to true. What other thing we need to specify? So let's, instead of this code, this one will be what? Adjusted, right? Adjusted. The labeling. Adjusted OR. Are we there?
Yeah.
Good. Let's run this. So this is our table. I want to see for the adjusted. Hello?
They're adjusted.
So
Yeah.
this is the multivariate variable logistic regression table now. So these are the independent predictors. These ones that are significant now: age, the type of emergency, and the ASA status. Diabetes is not statistical significance. So the next thing is you want to combine the two tables now. So initially, let's name this as multivariate table, MV table. Assigning to this. Let's go back to the first one and put it as, this is the table. Let's put it as UV underscore table. Anything you can put, just the naming for us to match.
Okay.
So you have to run it again. Let me run this so that it will create the object. Run the other one too. Run the other table too, because you have made changes. You have assigned a name. Run this table too. Okay, there's a space. In naming a variable, you can use a space. Let me run it again.
So can I ask a question?
Yes.
From what I'm saying, does it mean that we used the univariable logistic regression analysis? That is the first table we did. We use it as a way to find the significant variables to use for the model, for the multivariable model.
I didn't get your question.
Okay, I want to be clear. No, we first did a univariable logistic regression analysis where we created a table and did some customization.
Yes.
So after that, we went along to do a multivariable logistic regression analysis.
Yes.
And then I think we use significant variables from the previous table we analyzed for this particular multivariable logistic regression. So I'm trying to understand whether is it that we use that first table, like the initial table, Was it just used as a way, apart from the analysis, we still use this as a way of getting variables that we use for this model at the end?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
In fact, your invariant logistic regression will help you to know which variables to put in multi-variable logistic regression.
All right.
But we said, yes, this is one method. If you use this method strictly, you're using only logistic table, those that are statistically significant, and you're putting them in your multi. It means you're using which method? The one you've been used in your past experience, the backward elimination method. Because any variable that is not significant, you leave them. You not pick them in the univariate. Just leave them.
Yeah.
In the multivariate, you don't use those that are non-significant in the model.
Okay.
So, but we said the principle or the appropriate thing to do is consider two things. Number one, yes, this method, any variable that is statistically significant in your univariate analysis, include it in your multivariate analysis. Yes, this is one part of it. The second part is look at your univariate variables again. Variables that, based on literature, you think, even if they are not statistically significant, but based on literature, it has been found out that, yes, they are risk factors or they are determinant in your outcome. You need to include them. I don't know whether it's clear now.
I understand.
Good. So now we have, let me expand this. We have our UV table, we have our multi-table. So the next thing is to merge this table. So you can say table, or just let's name the table as merge the table. This is the name we are giving to the table that we've merged. So we are assigning it to. So the function to use is called tbl_merge. So in the merge, you specify. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, almost done. We're almost done. So in the merge, you specify the tables you're going to use. What would be the span head, the names that you're going to use. And so in the argument we put TBL. In this TBL, we are combining these tables, these two tables, so it will be list, right?
Yes.
The two table UV underscore table, this one, and which one again? MV underscore table. So we are combining this table, these two tables, right?
Yeah.
So the next thing is the span, the what will be on the table, the heading that will span through the table for univariate. What will be the thing that will span? I mean, the name of the the name that will span through the table 2. So we have this. Next thing is say tab. There's a function called tab spanner. It will give you an option. The highlights to select. So you put in according to the order you put, because you selected univariate first table and the multivariate table second. So in that order too, the naming should be the same thing. Since we are typing, so we're combining or concatenate this. So put C. The first one is, let's make it bold. So, sorry. So in this asterisk, double asterisk, we put univariate, comma, and the other table will be, let me put in the asterisk, 4 asterisks between them, the two. It will be multi-variable. So we can give a title if you want. Should we give a title?
Yeah.
Of a table? So in the title, you just say modify caption. So in the caption, you put in the name. Let's put in bold too. What should we put? So we'll say, let's say risk factors for post surgical mortality, something like that, or predictors of post. Or which one should we put?
I'll say variable and multivariable logistic regression analysis of factors associated with death. Well, that's kind of long anyways. Just trying to look for something
Your titles
it's clear for me.
should be concise, short. Yeah. So can somebody give us another one? Just give a short one so that this was demonstration, but when you're doing it, you think of very. Okay. Can we say determinant? Can we say factors associated with post-op surgery?
I think factors is fine.
Factors. Let's put the table number. So maybe table. Let's say table. Table 1 or table 2, table 3, let's say table 3, for example. So let's put semicolon. We say factors associated with post surgery, surgical mortality, or let's just say post surgical mortality in University of Benin Teaching Hospital, 2026. Example, it's just an example.
Yeah.
All right, let's run our table. There is a mistake we did. Can somebody?
I think there should be
tell us?
there should be this
Bracket, quotation mark. These
quotation
are
mark.
words.
Yes, thank you very much. That's the word I'm trying to say. There's a quotation mark before the univariate and at the end of
all
the
of
multivariate.
them. This one,
Yeah.
there should be quotation mark. This one too. All this quotation mark, because they are words. Anything you're typing in words in R or as a statement, anything character should be, the whole of this should be in quotation mark. Good. Run it again. Where did you make an error? Can someone tell us? Look at it again. I think
Perhaps you can, instead of using the comma after the tab spanner, maybe let's try
which one?
a pipe sign before the modify option.
Did we? Let's look at it again. Okay, the modify, sorry. The modify. You know, anything modification, anything addition shouldn't be within our tab. It should be after. Look at our tables. This one, anything modification, anything addition should be outside of your table regression, right? Regression tables. Same thing for this. So let's remove that modification. So we are saying that this table, and then we can run this table to give you a correcting, so it will add, but want to modify. So we say pipe it to this modification, this addition of caption, this caption. So let's run it. So you can see it's there. If you want to see it, because you have given it a name, let's print the table, or you can just type the name, merge table. If you run this merge table, voila.
I think you need to remove that comma.
Pardon? Eh?
The comma after the
No,
tab
it's
spanner
fine.
argument. Okay, it's fine.
No, this is our tab spanner. We are done with tab spanner, you put comma. So okay, yeah. There's a comma because we are done. There's nothing, nothing again. Yes, we are done. You're right. I think you are adding another thing. We can leave that. So
okay.
Run the table. So can we see our table?
Yeah.
Ready to use publication table like we mentioned. Put this in your journals. Nobody will question you. In fact, initially we didn't set the theme. There's also the last thing we're going to, in fact, we're supposed to put it earlier. Before we start making the tables, set your theme for the particular journal. For example, there are some defaults in gtsummary. Theme, start time theme underscore GT journal. So in the journal, if you put JAMA, observe the table, what you see. JAMA should be is a word, is a character, so it should be in quotation marks. So if you run it, so it has set this your theme now. You can see this is how JAMA journal want. That is Journal of American Medical Association. This is what they want, exactly the way your table should be. If I change, let me compact this. There is also a function called theme underscore GT compact, so that we can see the table is large. The spacing within each variable is large. So so let me run it let me run this function. So let me run the table again. Since I've run this function, run the table again. Can you see how It's now compacted. So this GT journal too, you can put New England Journal of Medicine. Just changing this. If you run it again, run it. Run the table again. Let me run the table again. So for New England Journal, this is how they want, for example, if you look at the confidence interval, this is it, that is 0.0, 1.02, comma 1.05. But if I change it to, where is it? Let me change it to that JAMA, and you look at the confidence interval, JAMA. Let me run the JAMA and run the table again, match table again. Let me run the match table again. So there too is like that. So you can change the journal here, or you can set your own based on what you've created. There is a function called set. You can do that input. So the last thing we're going to do, let's save our table. You can import your table to Microsoft Word so that I don't need to copy this and paste and start manipulating. It will take me almost how many hours and arrange this thing like this. If you're doing it manual, for example, if you're using SPSS or Stata or anything, you can't get that beautifully, ready to use. So let's save it. Can somebody give me the function? We're saving this our merged table. I think it's there in the slide. Yeah? It's there in the slide. Right? Export key. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so we tried Gemma, Lancet, and NEJ and NEJM. Is it they have the same output or something?
Yes. This is the pattern they want. Let's put Lancet. Lancet. What is the correct spelling?
Okay.
Let me run the whole table again. So can you see for Lancet? They'll put it in bracket.
Yeah.
So initially when you're setting the theme, put it at the beginning. So for example, this one, this code should be immediately when you start analysis, set the theme at the beginning here. But let me put this code set, okay. Set the theme. Then that's start analysis. Okay. So we run this. This is the theme. So anything you do now after this will be based on this theme. You can see this one, this crude is in this crude oil ratio is in bracket. I mean, the confidence interval is in bracket. There's nothing like confidence 95 watt. If you change it now to, let's put that JAMA, let's go back to JAMA, run it again. Let me run the whole thing again, and up to that, our table, last table, let me run the whole thing. This is, let me run this table only. So can you see for JAMA, it will say 1.02 not comma. All right, so let's export now or save as Microsoft Word. Okay, so the table for you to say to save this is, let's take the table. So you say, let's take the merge. This is the table now, the merge table now that we've created. This is the table we want to save. If you want to save the invariant table, then you put the name of the invariant table. The same thing for multivariate if you want to save. But our ultimate goal is to save the combined one. So merged. Take this merge and then this merge table, and then what? Hello?
Hello?
Take
So
this
we're trying to
merge table and then
combine the table, right?
no, we're done with combine. We say we just want to save now and put it
Save
as
it, yes.
MS Word.
Yeah, that I don't know. Is it? Let me check the. Okay.
All right, let's not waste time, right? Okay. So for it to export simple, we're saving it as a flex table. So we say, where is the okay? So we say take this table and then as underscore flex, when start typing to appear as flex table. Also, you need to add another thing, and then that's after this flex table, and then sorry, flex. This one flex table. In this flex table, what you want is save. You can save it as PowerPoint, as image, as PPT, that is PowerPoint, as HTML. So we want to save it as this document, which is Microsoft Word. So inside this, you need to specify the name and the path. Are we there?
Yeah.
So path, you can say path is equal to the name of the table now, the document. Sorry, the document. So I can see table 1. Anything is just or table 3 or table 4 or merged table. You need to put the extension. Hello?
Okay.
Are we there?
Yeah.
You need to put the extension. I think we are. Let me let's run it. Let's run it. So
Okay. So I wanted to ask.
So it was saved. Let me see. where did it save? Okay, it's in this folder. Let me show you guys what's, sorry. Okay, let me open table, merge table. Okay, let me share now. Not showing. All right, can you see now?
Yes, I think I have the same thing there. So
Hmm?
I think I got the
Okay,
same
you have
stuff.
the same thing there.
Yeah.
All right, so is there anything you need to modify here, for example, now in the Microsoft Word? Nothing.
Everything is fine. I wanted to ask, the flex table, is it part of a function in the gtsummary package?
All right, flex table is not, but we are passing what we've created in gtsummary to flex table.
Okay, but it was not loaded at first, right? Like the library or something.
That's the reason. For example, where is let me share my listing again. Where's the R again? So can you see this flex table?
Okay.
In R, if you have not loaded a package, if you have not loaded a package, you can still use the package if you use this, the name of the package and this double semicolon. So we're just saying in this package, use this function. But if we have loaded, for example, this flex table, I will delete this. I don't need this. So initially, we're supposed to load, for example, library flex table like this. We're supposed to load it, but we didn't, right?
Yeah.
So since we didn't load it initially, so that means we can just go ahead. You can type flex table. So anything, this function flex table, these are the, this package called flex table, these are the functions within this flex table. Sorry, double semicolon. So it will give you all this, the same thing. Which package we didn't load, for example, let's say janitor package for data cleaning. We didn't load it, but we can still use the functions. So if you're using a function within that package, put in the name of the package, put double semicolon, then you use the function within that package.
Okay.
So this is what I did. So I just pick in the table we created, which is the merge table, we said, and then put it this flex table, and then this function, into this from this package, this function, and name it, and name it as this. This is what we did. So we are going to stop here. It was a long one. Thank you very much. Alex, Mora, was you for joining this call. Like I mentioned earlier, I will share the presentation. I've shared the presentation, but maybe for Mora, I don't know whether you've seen the presentation. I'll share the presentation. I will share the recording. We forgot to start recording from the theoretical aspect from the beginning, but still you can use that slide and just go over to guide you a lot. So any question, like we said, for those joining us for the first time, if we want to join our group, the informal one, we have a WhatsApp platform. You can join for quick information, but for official.
Can I get the WhatsApp link?
Okay, let me do that right away. I think Mora is on the platform, so I think it's you and was you.
Yes, sir.